active investing is the loser's game. And the reason I call it a loser's game is the outcome is determined not by the winner, but by the loser. And I like to use the analogy of tennis. The way some people play tennis, the winners with 120-mile-an-hour serves and brilliant shots at net and terrific placement, they win points. Game I play, we lose points. And who will come out ahead is determined by the person who loses the most points, makes the other person the winner. And if you're in a loser's game, it's important to know the right ways to play that game. Same thing with investing. Active investing is the outcome is driven by the behavior of the person that winds up, for all they're trying to get it right, trying to win, trying to get ahead, they wind up doing themselves more harm than good, and the net result is they lose relative to the market. Well, to me, winning in the market is truly getting the results you really, really want that are right for you over the long, long, long term. You will think carefully about what are your real long-term objectives and find a way to articulate those objectives. You can then find investments that match with what you're trying to accomplish. And you'll be relatively happy all the time, and over the long term, you'll be very happy.
So when I think about objectives, you're talking about more than just, I want to make money in the market. So you're talking about really establish an investment philosophy and discipline is key, and then going out and seeking out the investments that will fulfill those goals.
True.
Is that right?
You know, most of us, our first objective is to not lose.
Actually,
What Mark Twain used to call return of the money, and then return on the money is a secondary thing.
so that should be our first objective, is not to lose as opposed to win, which is the way most people go about it. All right.
Because we're human beings, we do a whole bunch of stuff that there's now in the field of economics being described as behavioral economics. We do crazy things that are not in our best interest. But that's who we are. So might as well accept that that's who we are and find a way to live with who we are. Those of us who get nervous when prices are coming down ought to study. You know, when prices are coming down, they're less costly. You can buy more value for less money. This is actually, although you're uncomfortable, it's good news. And those of us who get excited about, look, my stock is going up, it's really going up. Well, yes, that's right, but Charlie, in the long run, if it's gone way up, what's the destiny? The destiny is it's going to come back to its average long-term value to price relationship. It probably will come down. So it's not necessarily good news for you that the stock has gone way up in price if you're a long-term investor. And I'm only interested in being a long-term investor.
So for long-term investors, you are a big proponent of index funds versus actively managed funds.
I am.
Why? Why index funds?
Because
why
the data,
just go with the market?
The data shows over and over and over again that most all active managed funds underperform the index, a sensible index. Now, if you're a small cap value manager, active, the right index to compare against is a small cap value index, not a high growth, high price index. So you have to choose your index. But if you choose the right and fair index, 75 to 80% of the active managers over every 10-year period underperform. Plus, and this is worth keeping in mind, you have higher taxes because the turnover is pretty rapid, and so you're getting short-term taxes as well as more frequent long-term taxes. Index funds don't do much, so they don't have much taxes. And the combination of low fees, low taxes, and low errors, index funds keep coming out with a better result.
There are tons of index funds being created as we speak. The exchange-traded funds, which are index funds that trade like stocks, I feel like there's one being created every day practically. How do you pick the best index fund, number one, and what kind of diversification should you have in your index fund portfolio? Again, thinking as a long-term investor.
Well, you're asking me several different questions
Yes, I
all at the
am.
same time, so I'll try to
Sorry.
pick it up. Now, first thing in index funds, you want to be with a highly reputable index fund manager who is specialized in this field, has become proficient at it, because if you're really good at doing index fund management in your trading activities, you'll be a little bit less costly than anybody else.
So
Second,
names Vanguard, for instance.
Vanguard, with whom I'm associated because I'm a director.
Right.
I became a director because I so admire the work that they do. It's not the other way around. But they do a great job. Second would be that the fees are low. It's really upsetting to me. And again, I'm back to Vanguard. They've got a low fee strategy towards life and their concept of value delivered service to investors. Low fee of 10 basis points. You get to some index funds, exactly the same index fund. Not 10 basis points, but 100 basis points. And you'll never get that money back. And you're not getting anything for it. You're just paying up for nothing.
So don't pay them, basically, and those costs can really add up over time.
Over the long, long period, they do add up.
Asset allocation, very important, right, for long-term investment results?
Yes, if you think about your children or grandchildren or the people that you love and care about the most, and you said, okay, I could give them the ability to pick stocks really well, or I could give them the ability to pick managers really well, or I could give them the ability to know which kinds of stocks to be investing in, or whether to go international or go emerging markets or go large cap or go small cap, or I could help them get the asset mix right. They said, okay, those are 5 different decisions. I could get only one of them they're going to get right. The others, they'll get an average experience. Which one would you choose? Absolutely, asset mix. If you get the asset mix right, you'd have to make a major mistake to get anything negative, to get a bad result in the whole. To get the asset mix right, most everything else can take care of itself. Get the asset mix wrong, you don't have a chance.
How do you get the asset mix right?
First, understand who you are and understand what the money's purpose is in your life. If you're a very wealthy person, you're probably investing for philanthropic institutions that you're going to give money to, or your grandchildren and their children and their children's children. Think about it that way, you'll probably be entirely involved in equity investing. If, on the other hand, you have a modest amount of savings, maybe it's in your 401k plan, maybe it's in your own investment account, and it's probably enough to make it through your life with financial security, then you should be more protective. If, as a human being, you just do like stability, you don't like the ups and downs of the market, accept who you are and behave accordingly.